I am so excited. We're going to start looking at houses, and it is actually a lot of fun. It's surprisingly wearing, but it is a lot of fun. We'll go over a few things with you so you kind of know what to expect. First thing we get a lot of questions on are status. When you receive listings, it may have a B next to it, which means it's in backup status, and usually those you cannot purchase unless something falls through, and normally that doesn't. So we usually don't spend time looking at that, because a lot of times we'll go in there and you'll say, oh, I really wish I had this house. So we usually avoid those. Another one is contingent, and there again, usually those go through. The only way you could purchase that house would be if you overbid the other person and they wouldn't be able to match it. So basically we focus on active, and when you see stuff, and you'll get listings that'll say, you say, why is this coming up on Zillow or Trulia? Well, that's usually because it's in backup status. So don't be surprised when that happens. Kind of want to go through the scheduling. We usually like to look at, in an evening we'll look at about 3. In a day we'll look at 6 or so. I mean, I've looked at as many as 20 in a day. That's a little troublesome, but we'll schedule one after. You send me the numbers of the houses you want to look at, and I'll map them out, and then I will time them out, and then we'll schedule. What happens is we have no idea whether the seller is going to allow us to look at it, and we may later in that afternoon, the day before showing, they may say, no, we're not going to look at that. We usually don't know why, so don't be surprised if some of the houses that we hope to look at we can't get into. As we look, we're continually eliminating houses, and one of the things we do is go in, take a look. Usually try to spend about 15 minutes in a house, and you may think that's a short time, but our goal at this point is elimination. If we like it, then it stays on the list, and we're going to go back and we're just going to pick it apart. But right now, you're going to know, you're going to walk through and you're going to say, love it or don't love it. Another thing to consider are shoes. Be sure to wear slip-on shoes. Many houses have new carpet, and you're going to be taking your shoes off, or you can put booties on if they're supplied. But we usually like to take our shoes off so that we don't mess up anybody's house. Another thing is kids. I love kids, and if you have the best behaved kids in the world, that's great. There are a few times that we will have kids that won't stay with you, and that's sort of the main thing, is if you bring your kids, they need to be with us. The buyer, which is you, looking at the house, we're kind of responsible for what happens in that house. If something comes up missing or something gets broken, it's us. So, I love the kids. Another option would be if you could get a sitter for them while we're eliminating, and then let's bring them back when we start picking the houses to death. That's totally your decision what you want to do. Another thing would be pets. Not your pet, but the pet in the seller's house. They are little fuzzy kitty cat there is the sweetest thing ever, laying on the bed. Whatever you do, don't touch the cat, because often they're pretty irritated and agitated. They don't know you, and they're scared. So they may look docile, but there have been instances where people have reached out to pet the cat and not good things happen. And the same thing with the dogs in the kennels. And I'm as bad as anybody. I want so badly to pet that cute dog, but we need to leave the dogs and cats alone. A new thing that's kind of happening are nanny cams, and we need to be aware of them. They are so small now that we have heard where people have placed them throughout the house, and they could actually watch what we're doing and listen to what we're doing. There's a whole controversy about whether that's legal or not, but we just need to be aware of it. The best way to counteract that is when we go in a house, consider the fact that you're probably negotiating the entire time. So don't squeal in delight. I do want to know what you love, and I do want to know what you don't like about a house, but don't say, I will pay any price for this house. Just kind of be aware. But I don't want you to hide your feelings, because that's part of my job, is to interpret how you're reacting to a house. We're going to have so much fun. Another thing is if you want to bring snacks in the car, that is not a problem with me. We're going to be moving quickly. The time will go rapidly, and you'll be surprised how tiring it will get when you're trying to place your furniture. But I'm so excited, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much.